Hi everybody, Juan here from Rebuilding from Scratch. Today it's all about, I'm just going to do a little bit of a quick walkthrough on, I'm about to test a bit of I'm trying to validate some of the research that I've done even further and test something in market. So again, if I look that way, it's where I have a bit of a screen so I can do the run through. So what I'm going to do is I've started to think about going a little bit deeper on this idea of helping or building something like a system or a framework or things based on what I've been going through, which I've been calling the Reinvention OS, which is like an operating system. And basically where I'm at now is time to test something in market. And it's really interesting how quickly more little things need to get done. And that's why I want to kind of just share this moment of the journey. So I have here the problem definition statement. So I've been focusing in mid-career professionals that are at a crossroads or they're struggling to find a bit of clarity on their path pretty much to where I was. And they want to try to find the next chapter. So from the research that I've done, the interviews that I've done, there is something out there that, it's called people struggling quietly, stuck in the middle, and not knowing what to do. So I felt like that could be a really nice place to play or to keep investigating for a little longer. And the other part is we're starting to see, and this is not planned at all, right? But we're starting to see some layoffs of companies where I wish I had something already ready to go and help people ready to, I think it was yesterday or 2 or 3 days ago, there was a Microsoft layoff, like 6,000 people, I think it was. And then I just think about some of these people may need some help with reinventing or redefining on. At the moment, I don't have a solution, but I wish I did because it's such a human and emotional thing that I can only imagine there's a few people going through that at the moment. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. So here I call my persona Erin. I like to do personas, not because they're just going to tell you everything and anything about the people that are in market or what they're trying to do or the issues they're having. I like to do them because it helps me to focus on what the experience could be. I started thinking about how can I help someone like Erin, which is, somebody that has been in a career, in the resume looks great, but they're maybe wanting something different from life and they don't know how to achieve it. So the persona to me is really, really helpful for crafting messages when I think about how does the experience need to be built and so on. So I had, before when I was exploring the idea, I had 3 personas, but now probably the best one I should be focusing on is that career pivot moment. A strategic insight I have, and I'm just doing this little quickly run through based on all the research and how it's nicely, I think, coming together, is that this cannot be another productivity thing, another template. People don't want more templates. They don't want more just productivity. They don't want just things that are inner selves. There's something in the middle. And also, people don't want to do it alone. At least some of the people that I was talking to, they want their independence, their rhythm, but hopefully a place where they can share and learn from each other. Here's the market position statement where I landed, and I love how it sounds, but it needs to be validated with market, which is the calm system for moments of reinvention, something that I kind of think that would be neat. And a slogan or a play on words and things, which is exactly where I am still today, which is for the space between what was and what's next. And that's the middle space. Like what was is what you were doing, realize you don't know what to do now, and what's next, which is the uncertain part. Here I have a little campaign journey, and I wanted to share this because even though I want to go straight into, okay, let's do that something really quick into, put something in market, there's a couple of things that we need to consider. So this is like a little journey of all the bits, and this shows me the bits that I'm going to need to create. So you can see I have the campaign and content strategy, which is just a document addressing what is the goal, success metrics. So if somebody comes in and helps me, or if I'm running a different campaign, I know what this one's all about. Who are we trying to get the sentiment from? Let's have a budget, including the media spend. These will have some paid ads, nothing too big. I'm a solopreneur, but I do want to try to see if I can validate some of the thinking. And then if you want to do paid on LinkedIn, I don't know if you know it or not, but you need a company page. Now, this is quite interesting when you are in a space where I'm at, which is I don't have a new company. I haven't built a new company. I'm not even sure if this will become my next company. All I want to do is test. But then the requirements of market is like you need to have a company page. Now, things that I don't love is that your company page now it's going to be a shell, empty shell of the company because it doesn't have any content. So then I personally don't like to have something completely empty because it may look a bit dodgy or not trustworthy. So I'm going to have to now have a few posts around these, and it could be just posts on the reason why I'm doing these and building in public and my journey, but it's still now that added to the obviously a bit of a scope creep. I'm going to have to do all the campaign setup so you can track the ad performance properly, and I'm going to have update my Instagram account. So I'm documenting everything as the founder reset handle that I've been using because again, I didn't have these when I started my journey, but I don't want to create another Instagram channel account just for these tests. So you start to imagine how messy but not messy gets when you're just testing because I'm not yet committed to the idea. I love the exploring, but now this Instagram account, which is my founder reset, it's going to have to be upgraded to business account so I can have paid ads through Meta, and I'm going to have to as well. The message needs to be crafted in a way that if somebody visits that Instagram page, provides the context to the user. So there is a broken experience a little bit, but it is because when you're on your own and you're exploring ideas, you can't I don't have the bandwidth to open a multitude of social media channels just to have them empty. Here I want to try 3 LinkedIn ads and 3 LinkedIn Instagram. What you want to do in the first wave of testing is definitely assign the same budget on the ads so that you can have a fair analysis on what's performing, what's not. Then I'm going to build a landing page, which I started to do towards the end of last week, and I tried Lovable, and I had a little sharing session that it didn't really work that well for me, so that also slowed down putting these in market. And things you will need to consider is your domain, your host, your CMS or your content management system, and things like your Google Analytics and other tracking mechanisms. You could build these in all sorts of different landing page builders. There's no shortage of them. What I want to illustrate here is that then you also have to create an email confirmation. So when somebody submits the form that you have on the landing page and sends an email, then you have your form as well. And what I want to do is when people hit that submit button, which is simply email a name to join a waitlist, it takes them to a confirmation page, but then allows users also to share more about their journey if they want to. And that's where the Google form comes in. So in a nutshell, a bunch of assets need to be built, a lot of content needs to get done, all needs to be kind of nice, connected and harmonious. And last but not least, and this is kind of where you go, okay, I haven't done a branding exercise, right? I have a problem space with maybe an idea. So then I started thinking about, well, how is this going to look, right? What's the look and feel of this thing? And I landed in 2 kind of approaches. There's many more, but one is just kind of a smooth, vector, floral, calm kind of illustration approach with earthy tones. And the other one is maybe unconsciously my love for being outdoors and how much being outdoors helps me get clarity and helps me kind of reconnect with myself and sometimes even make hard decisions. Is mainly when I'm out there walking or running. And so the second look and feel is more about path and the outdoors and you with nature type thing. The hard part for me, and I don't know if this happens to some of you, is like I need to make a quick decision, which I went first with the floral one. I would like to test both look and feels, but I'm obviously prioritizing having something in market first that I can then later on kind of just go and show it into and get signals and then give it some time to then build the next one. So that's it. All the things that I'm going to be doing, this is just to validate a little bit, to have something in market and see if I can track the sentiment. And by the way, the sentiment for me is basically click-through rate on the, like how many people went to the landing page. So I'm going to use LinkedIn and Instagram to drive traffic to that landing page because I don't have any, nobody's going to find this organically. And that's what you pay for. And what I want to check is if any of these people or this audience that lands goes into filling at least the email, how many join the waiting list. And that will give me some notion, some sense of what's happening in the market. That's it. It's just a very small sample and a little quick test. Hopefully that's useful, and thank you for listening. Ciao.